We got us team 1 with 4 is bad going up next. Shadow Priest didn't really get anything new, did they? I don't think they did. On that team, we got ourselves Grim Grip. We got ourselves Kentucky. We got Christina and Loco Picopium versus Atha Woman first up and running. Gonna be a trinket a little bit early. I think for the fear, it was adaptation into a full stun by 4 is bad with the silence of the Atha Woman. Big damage to follow. Shield of Vengeance is up. So that should allow Atha at least the opportunity to survive before the shield is popping. If you can get that shield to proc next to 4 is bad. He'll be in a great spot. 4 is bad, trying not to get interrupted on Shadow. Might have to go for a disperse here. Trying to see if he might be able to survive it. More rebuke for Atha Woman, so actually can get himself caught up in health. It looks like the Shadow Priest is actually going to be AFK for now. Atha having to back up for a second. Massive spell around the corner for 4 is bad. On Athaman's team, we have ourselves Chill Pilly. We got ourselves Kiss God with Hunt the Hunter and Yandex. That's going to be Atha. Next to 4 is bad. Does he have the Dispel with the Judgments? Void Torrent is going to do quite a bit of damage in the stun. Silence to follow. And I think does he have a way to Dispel himself every time he Judgments? Because if he does, then that's going to make that VT basically fear him every single time, isn't it? Void Eruption available for 4 is bad yet again. Fear onto Atha is going to have himself a Word of Glory rolling. That was adaptation. And it doesn't look like he's playing the Judgment Dispel. I'm not seeing a Dispel effect every time he throws a Judgment. Hodge onto 4 is bad. Could go for a Dispersium. Lots of damage by Atha Woman. So far hasn't used it. It looks like Atha did delay a lot of his bursts. Try to go for Word of Glory. Greater Fate for 4 is bad. Does not deal with a Rebuke for Athaman for now. Let me watch him carefully with Judgment. Next Judgment, we'll see a Dispel effect. He does have his own Dispel for DPs. Like his own personal Dispel. That does work. 4 is gonna run him out though. Judgment? Ashen Hollow. Setting up a big old Ashen. Just Judgment? No Dispel with Judgment. Very, very interesting. 4 is bad. Does get hit with a Hodge. Could be big damage out of Atha. Potentially doesn't get the procs he needs. Could be a Disperse out of 4 is bad. Fear into Atha. Actually stun. No adaptation to break him out of it. And 4 is bad. Just trying to get read dots out of Atha. As he's going to go for a port. Silence. Could probably use the silence a little early to deny the port. And keep him at bay. As long as he keeps him out of that Ashen, the snow free healing for Atha does gain some damage here. That's going to be maybe Interrupt. Does not have Rebuke versus 4 is bad. Nazza had to use Disperse just yet. Going to be Athaman adaptation busting him out of there yet again. It's going to be Void Torn, but that Shield of Vengeance is going to pop back into 4 is bad for Athaman. Could be good. PI available for 4 is bad together with Vamp Embrace, embracing the shadowy nature of Shadow Priest. This burst does come in as Atha just gets procs upon procs, it looks like. Just maintaining himself. Does go for the Psy Fiend slow. You don't say it's a Mortal Strike effect, sure, but the slow I think is what he's really trying to go for there. Maybe I'm reading into it too much. Silence of the Atha. Void Torn channeled. Doesn't rebuke for it. Athaman finds himself kind of low-ish on health. Is going to have to go for Word of Glory spam as the Mind Control comes out. MC'd. Not going to go behind the pillar, though. Not going to go behind the pillar. Just out in the open. Mind Flay flying out for 4 is bad. Getting interrupted. Oh, the rebuke by Athaman. And 4 is kind of hanging around, teetering on that lowish health. Does not have a defensive for a while here. No trinket available. Wait, I think Atha might actually be able to clap him out. Looks like it's over. And Atha Woman does take it. 4 is bad out. Out of Disperse. Had a Greater Fade, but couldn't Greater Fade a Hodge. And even if you could, I don't really know if you can stop Atha Woman. Because Atha Woman is a strong, independent paladin. They don't need no priests in their fears and stuns. Christina's up next, playing that Necrolord, trying to get a big bleeds up to Atha Woman. Big old bite to follow, Skull Bashing just to catch up. Atha does have Shield of Vengeance rolling, Word of Glories are coming up. Stun to Christina, is he going to trinket out of it? Looks like Christina trinketed something. Christina, I think your macro forced the trinket out of you really early. Christina, definitely check your macros. Or check your trinket positioning. Maybe change it into different slots. Somebody's forcing out trinkets for you, I think, really, really early. Although I think the Feral, with the might that they have, still might be able to do quite a lot of damage. Bubble available for Athaman. Flash of Lights to follow, throwing down the Judgments. Again, not playing the Dispel Judgment. So I wonder what on terms of the running. I think they decided, you know what? We do have Loco Picopium. Could I see the spec? Because I guess, like, against a Demonology Warlock, you could Dispel. Affliction, you wouldn't wanna. Shadow Priest, I guess you wouldn't want it because you'd be CC'd all the time. You'd be horrifying yourself. Kentucky, you could Dispel. Actually, yeah, you could Dispel, except maybe for Shadow Priest. Just CCs will be pretty annoying. It is still happening. He's gonna get him slowed. Hopefully he realizes, unless he's really lagging and something actually wrong is going on. Maybe wrong honor tones. Barskin is getting used as Athaman slamming down the gavel, trying to make the big damage happen. The Barskin looks like he's going to keep him alive. Thorns, as well as the swarm, is up on Atha Woman. Should be able to get big bleeds in there. If he can somehow, does survive the Shield of Vengeance. Big damage on the Atha. Good force out of Blessing of Protection. Blessing of Protection comes out. Does he go for a Cyclone? He could Cyclone him right now if he wants to. Could be a rebuke out of Atha. So Christina's trying to wait it out a little bit. He used to go in for damage right now. Flash of Light is up. Could maybe interrupted. Arthur just did himself another setup. Hodge isn't gonna lock down Christina just yet. So Arthur better play defensively. Gonna be that trinket. Big bite. Does he have the interrupt? He doesn't have interrupt. Bash of the Arthur Woman. I think it's over. Big old bite with the bleeds rolling up. Does take him out. The Hunter is up next. Hunter trying to hunt down Christina. Feral with all the bleeds. For Hunter, this is a perfect build. You know, just wait until the bleeds are up with the swarm and then just go for many bandages. You'll be chilling. Pet is getting rooted up while Hunter is pushing in versus Christina. No trinket available this time. Thorns is up. Could remove potentially. Big bleeds are up onto Hunter. Stun to Christina. Could maybe go for oh, taking lots of damage himself actually. Is he just gonna die to the Thorns of the Bleeds? Oh my god, he actually did. Oh my goodness, he actually did. That is super unfortunate, man. That is actually super unfortunate. Wow. Crazy. Flash countdown for Christina. Who's going to be up next on the other team? Is it going to be Chillpilly? Kisgod? Yandex? Is going to be Kisgod. From one Paladin into the Hunter into the Paladin. Is Kisgod playing a new, anything different for legendaries or anything? I guess as a Paladin, there's only so much you can do differently. Shield of Vengeance does get proc pretty early. It's going to be Christina with lots of damage on Kisgod. Has a full stun on Christina. Trying to make the big burst happen here. Let's see if the blind to follow. He does have the blind to follow. Throwing out whatever holy damage he can because that won't break blind. But the Thorns continues to hit him back. There's going to be a big old roar by Christina. Survive through the onslaught of damage. And Kisgod is actually not in the greatest sense of health. Christina could walk up close and maybe see if he can skull bash him as he try to get a cast kill next time. But Kisgod does have himself lots of Word of Glories available here. His Holy Power is generating. Big ol' bite! Oh my god, that is the biggest bite I've ever seen. Actually, unless you are a clairvoyant, there's no way for you to stop it as Paladin. You're like at 20% heal, you're like, I'm mostly okay. I'm gonna stay in my bubble until the last opportunity. I don't think anyone expected to go down in that type of situation. Chillpilly up next with a big old stun to Christina. Big old Gribs back to get back. Silence. So the Feral can't even find himself a moment to heal. Not really sure if you could really stop a Feral in a Guardian Affinity. But I think you stop something. Probably regrowth, if anything. Try to see if you can hit those Chain of Ice at Christina. Although being a Feral, you power shift pretty regularly and you can remove those loads quite often. So that's going to be really bad if Chillpills is running the new Honor talent where Chain of Ice also reduces the target's haste, because with a Feral, power shifting, you can always just remove it by power shifting. But as long as Chain of Ice is on target, can also be refreshed duration with Frost Strikes. You reduce their haste by 12%, so it could slow down their gameplay quite a bit. But we'll see, right? We'll see. It looks like he's maybe running long Chain of Ice. Is going to summon up the pet and sacrifice it immediately while IBF is rolling. Having to tank this up a little bit. 26% dampening, not really giving him a lot of opportunity to work with here. Has cooldowns going back in 4 seconds, just needs to survive long enough for it. Got himself Remorseless Winter. Might be able to get Remorseless Winter to stun Christina off this. Pillar of Frost is available. Trying to make those obliterates happen. Sounds like Christina trying to prevent whatever healing he can, but the Feral with them big bleeds. Just raking in the kills back to back, and Yandex is the last one left on that team. Man, Feral's a spooky in 9.1. Is he running the does anybody see if Christina is running the Mortal Strike effect with bleeds? Is he running that? Because Rake and Rip Mortal Strike with Vicious Claws, I think. I think the auto challenge is called Vicious Claws. I think that applies also a Mortal Strike effect. 12% per. The bite is real, though. The bite is huge. Even as a Necrolord kitty, you have a pretty big focus on bleeds and dot damage, but still, bites are massive. Massive, massive. It's going to be Thorns up for Christina. Yandex having to go for full burst. Has a wall for this one. And should be able to get him so big a blitz in versus Christina. Trying to last there as long as possible. It's going to have spell warding proc versus Christina. I guess the swarm is procking that spell warding in one way or another. Full stun onto Yandex, does IBF out of it. Christina trinkets out of that stun as well. Has Yandex on the ropes, I think. All you just gotta do is just let him just tick out, let him bleed out. Doesn't even let him do that. Just keeps shredding it. This guy shreds. Oh my god. That's so much damn. So much damn. Yo, is Chrysler ever gonna be able to play Demonology with this? You guys just, I think every time Chrysler's team got to play, it's just the one dude comes in, and no one else on the team gets to play. Christina got his 1v5. Chrysler got his 1v5. That DK got his 1v5. Is this like a 1v5 services guide going on or something?